free of the power of plants. So here we are talking about reducing the risk of chronic diseases. How can we do that with a plant-based diet? So two important things to note here are that plants are naturally low in fats. They are also naturally high in fiber. So both of these things are missing in animal-based foods. What we need for chronic disease prevention is a good amount of fiber and getting all of the nutrients that we need for our cells to perform at their optimal best. So when we talk about plant-based foods and disease prevention, what happens is many studies have shown that people who follow a plant-based diet have lower risk of many chronic diseases, including type 2 diabetes, several forms of cancer, heart disease, fatty liver, and the list just goes on. So the reason for this is because foods that are naturally low in fat and high in fiber, like the plant-based foods, lead to a lower level of cholesterol. They lead to better gut health. And this increases the chances of having good heart health. It reduces the risk of heart disease or anything that is associated with higher levels of cholesterol. So that is one very good reason to why we need to switch to a plant-based diet or incorporate more and more plant-based foods in our diet. The other thing, if we talk about type 2 diabetes, is that there are several studies that have consistently shown that people who follow a highly plant-based diet, who are on a high amount of plant-based foods, have better insulin sensitivity. This is because they have fiber which is digested very, very slowly. So fiber is a form of complex carbohydrate, and because it releases sugars very slowly, the insulin spike is also not there. The sugar levels are sustained at a very stable rate. This leads to insulin sensitivity as opposed to insulin resistance. So when people are getting enough fiber instead of the empty calories that most people consume when they are eating junk foods or fast foods, plant-based diets actually give a very sustained release of blood sugar and a very sustained increase in insulin, which keeps insulin sensitivity at a normal level. The other things that happen is because of improved gut health, because of the production of short chain fatty acids from fiber, the gut lining is always in good shape, and people do not have leaky gut. They do not have that much inflammation. Aging is also very slow when they are receiving these metabolites from the plant-based foods. So when gut health is in good shape, it also helps prevent gastric cancers. So plant-based foods are also linked to much lower rates of colorectal cancer and other forms of cancers. The other thing that happens is because the immune system is trained properly, because the microbiome diversity is high because of these plant-based foods, that keeps the immune system training extremely well. So whenever there are cancer cells normally present in anybody, these immune cells are able to detect those cancer cells and they are able to get rid of them before they form major cancers. So this is one way in which the immune system supports the person to be cancer free because of a consumption of a high plant-based diet. So these are some wonderful mechanisms by which consumption of fiber from these plant-based foods actually helps us prevent a lot of chronic diseases. In addition, when we receive all of the vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients that our cells are supposed to receive to perform at their very best, we can prevent chronic diseases by this mechanism, by allowing the cells to perform very well. The other thing that happens is that because we have a high diversity of the microbiome, they are better able to help us digest our food and harvest even more nutrients out of the food that we eat. Aren't these some amazing reasons to increase the amount of plant-based foods in your diet?